It is March 24th, COVID time. My name is Danylo. I'm a professional photographer for the last 10 years. Today we're going to be talking about COVID-19. The situation is that the economy just took a little whoop-de-doo and basically is on pause, but there's a lot of opportunities in the markets, different things we can do to survive better and at the end to come out of this whole situation strong and swinging. So let's just hit it. Top 4 mistakes to avoid as photographers running a business during COVID-19 times. This is actually a part of a series of videos that I'll be making. Everything that has to do with studio management, finances, and what to do. Coming up in the series, I'm gonna share what I'm gonna do for my business. All events have been cut until further notice. We gotta restructure, redo some stuff, and more importantly, what we can avoid. Number 1, not taking this seriously. As an entrepreneur and as a business owner, this shakes the cage quite nicely. So it's time to giddy up and buckle down. For 2-3 months, that's my plan. And the faster I do the changes to my business to adapt with the economy and everything around us, the better the success will be on the other side of the tunnel where the light goes. So solution number 1. Cutting all superfluous expenses and just minimizing expenses. So income will drop, so I have to cut expenses hard. So the solution is very easy. Open a Google Sheets, which is free. All right, so this is what I did yesterday. It took me like a half an hour. First thing I would recommend is going through my credit cards and found some stuff. Going through all the credit cards and check out what expenses are recurring for the business and just putting them into like a simple spreadsheet or Excel, whatever you prefer, provides a clarity on how much I actually spend per month. I kind of realize how much I'm paying per month. And then after a couple of calls, the difference is apparently $183. Just putting it in there, just the fact of doing it, but everybody has different finances. If you have any questions about any of these points, just comment below and I'll answer. There might always be that little one thing, just like that Disney Plus that I've been paying for 3 months now. That Mandalorian got us all with that cute Yoda. Or just go down a notch. For like Adobe, I just went down from like the $50 one to the $10, just downgrade a little bit. So that's number 1, just cutting costs. Boom. Also, what really helps me is using QuickBooks. That's how I manage my accounting. Pop it up. So I use QuickBooks, but there's also a free service called Wave, which is really awesome. If you're getting started, it actually takes credit cards, payments, Interact, all for free. They just charge you per transaction. So it's actually a pretty fair deal. Pretty fantastic. I would recommend that if you don't have any system yet. Recommend it. The whole idea is to at least get the expenses down and grow income, but that's a whole other ball game. Make it right, I make it right. Number 2 mistake is being a pessimist at this time. I'm all for being realistic, but being pessimistic in this situation is quite destructive. Let's hit the board. Let's make this real with the board again. Mindset. The way we think is greatly going to influence the outcome and results from this whole thing. It's really good to be informed, but at the same time, it's a good time to just mute a lot of the negative, fear-based mentalities that a lot of people have right now, because basically there's a lot of uncertainty, and it's human nature to, when there's uncertainty, like a deer in the headlights. Big God, blink, blink, blink. Headlights. It's a human natural reaction that we should just avoid. The more pessimistic I would be, the more I'd be limiting myself from all the opportunities out in the market, and I wouldn't adapt and I would be out of broke. Critical solution here is the mindset. So there's plenty of opportunities out in the market right now. Tuning into the opportunities, being open to seeing them is already like a big step. If you ask the right question, the answers will follow. Go towards that tunnel, my friend. So what does this mean concretely? Well, brainstorming is really good for this. Besides the computers and all the gear, the only things I need is this brain mapping journal, pen and paper. The old SWOT analysis. So I'll show you my SWOT analysis very swiftly. Kind of looks like this.
I know it just looks like a table, but it's a really powerful tool to get clarity on your business and to bring it to the next level. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. At the top, we have things we can control. So that's the strengths and weaknesses of the business. And at the bottom, we have things we can't control. So that's the opportunities and the threats in the market. So I basically took 10 to 15 minutes to brainstorm and write down everything that came to mind. So by doing this, we're going to get more clarity on our business, and then we could actually minimize our weaknesses and the threats and capitalize on our strengths and the opportunities in the market.
There's health, there's entertainment, education, survival, safety, protection of family, how to manage your money. All those things are like super needed right now. Things are changing. So that's the SWOT analysis. The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I like to do this in the first part of my day when I'm like still fresh, feeling the jive. It's basically a matter of just doing it. It's super easy. I learned a lot through that process, and it got me a lot of clarity. And clarity is actually one of the things that helps mindset a lot. So having all the eggs in one basket. Oh shit. It is a great mistake to have all your income or all my income into one thing. For some people, that's not a problem. Great. But for everybody else, the solution is to diversify our incomes as much as possible and to make a plan to do so preferentially ASAP. So the good thing is everything's on pause. So that actually gives us more time to do those projects we always wanted to. Now would be a good time to do that, or to try that other stream of income. Doors are closing on one side and you gotta go into the other ones. So it's good to be in the right industry right now as we're transitioning back to the board. A couple of eggs, splat, and you're done. You're on the street. That's why having a couple of eggs in different baskets. So you got your online business, you got some events, you have affiliate marketing, entertainment. So if a couple of them break, you still have the other ones and you can continue on and live life. Feed your kids, see your loved ones. Things are gonna be good. If this ever happens again, we're gonna be more resilient as entrepreneurs because diversified income is a really unique time to take a deep breath. Funny thing, it says, take a deep breath right on my screen. It's time to take a deep breath practically and metaphorically and think about the big picture and what we can do in the next 30 days. So I would challenge you to make a plan and just to think about the next 30 days, what you're gonna do as a professional, as an entrepreneur, as a photographer. 30-day challenge is quite nice because it's more realistic, it's more realizable. Let's the challenge begin. Another thing we could do is start other streams of income remotely. So for those interested, there's always the option of doing culling, selecting images for photographers to do retouching, video editing, design, web design, writing articles. All these things are still possible and we could actually do them from abroad in order to make an other income stream during this time. Number 4 mistake, to take a well-deserved break. Keep taking that break continuously forever. I'll be honest with you, I was in slight vacay mode at the beginning. Wasn't sure what was gonna happen and I just took it easy for a couple of days. But then after a while, I'm like, a little bit too much Netflix. And that's when I started doing the brainstorming, SWOT analysis, planning these videos, and now doing this. So it's good to take a break. We all deserve it. But at the same time, it's good to keep sharp and keep going and get that momentum. Go forward as entrepreneurs to shift. Pivot and shift. It might be uncomfortable at the beginning, but making those changes right now, fast, to adapt to the economy will give so much better results in 5, 6, 12 months. Since we have more time now, it's time for the board. Instead of watching an extra Netflix show, maybe I'll watch this amazing website called Creative Live. Creative Live has free online workshops from some of the best, most talented people in the world. And they're actually streaming a lot of stuff about wellness, well-being, business. Check them out in the description as well. Highly recommended. They helped me a lot with my career. It's all free to live stream right away on your phone, iPad, computer, creativelive.com. Super talented team. Check it out. There's some educational stuff on YouTube as well. And there's some really cool paid stuff like Masterclass. Really cool app. So Masterclass is really good, has some of the best teachers in the world. So the last class I did was about negotiation, which is really on point. I love it. It's the power of negotiation.
These skills help you improve your life. I'm Chris Voss, and this is my Masterclass.
It's actually changed a lot of stuff for me. It actually helps us for business. I'll include the link in the description below. Killer class. There's actually a preview of the class. Highly recommended. You don't have to pay for stuff, but this one is definitely worth it. There's also Skillshare and a bunch of other places, but that's the ones I have. This is actually why I'm doing this video. I want things to be free and just share the knowledge. So with the economy on pause during COVID-19, this is actually a really good time to revamp, redo, review everything in the studio, how you run your business, make things really efficient, go over different processes, the finances, the accounting, gear, ways of doing things faster. It's good for business because we're gonna have that foundation to live a healthy, balanced life as an entrepreneur. Keeping it positive, so I'll be banging out more videos. Subscribe and turn on the notifications to get notified of the next videos in the series to help us all through this COVID-19 as photographers and entrepreneurs. And on that note, I say peace.